But something entirely different now, because the Panama Canal will make more cuts to the number of ships that use the waterway due to the worst drought in more than 70 years. The Panama Canal Authority says it's been forced to make the decision because of the driest October since records began back in 1950. Well, that means that there could be an increase in the cost of goods that are shipped around the world. Currently, around 13,000 to 14,000 ships use that canal every single year. Well, let's talk now to Peter Sand, who's the Chief Executive of Xeneta. That's a shipping analytics company based in Copenhagen. Thank you for being with us. And just put this into a bit of context for us. A lot of people will hear that and say, OK, a canal's got lower water levels. It means that fewer ships can go through. This is hugely significant, isn't it? Just explain the significance.
Well, the Panama Canal is one of the maritime choke points of the world. Obviously, it gives everybody the chills to think about how Ever Given got stuck in Suez Canal a couple of years back. Now we have a dry season. Basically, we have a wet season, which is dry in the Panama region right now. So that limits not only the number of transits for any kind of ship in the global fleet when they transit the Panama Canal, but also the load that they can carry. For container ships, that means that you probably take on board a couple of thousands containers fewer than you would otherwise do. And whereas you on a normal day would have 15 container ships transiting the Panama Canal, going forward you will only have 8. So we really see a massive choke point. It's a disaster playing out in slow motion. And on the Xeneta platform, you can already see that the spot rates for transits, where you basically have a connection between Far East to US East Coast or Gulf Coast for that matter, the spot rates are inching up this morning. So that's a price for everything.
Yeah, it's astonishing when you put those numbers on it. It really does illustrate quite how much difference this could make. And talk to me about the sectors that are most likely to be affected. What is the stuff that is passing in those containers through the Panama Canal?
It's everything that goes into to containers that nowadays, as containerization is all around us. Liner shipping is taking the brunt of its capacity cut, but I think mostly actually the tramp shipping sectors, those that are unable to plan ahead, are unable to make use of the booking systems that the Panama Canal Authorities is also offering, may actually end up feeling even more damage from the cuts that they are now introducing, but also some of those say fresh fruit producers of the South American West Coast that often needs to transit those goods in reefer containers, those that can be temperature controls heading towards consumers in say Florida or North Europe. They are significantly hit because the alternatives for those producers and exporters are basically very difficult to find.
Peter, really good to get your insight. Thank you. We'll follow that story. We'll bring you more on that if we get any further developments. Peter Sand there with the latest.